Okay, you ready to mock draft, Bryce?
Yep, let's do it.
Dallas Mavericks have number 1 overall pick. They are going to take Cooper Flagg, right? That's where we're at.
Yes, sir.
The other thing I want to bring up with Cooper, having thought about this a little bit more, beyond Cooper being awesome and being this incredible two-way player, is that they actually like need shot creation in a real way, right? And like Cooper having the ability to do that now is really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like that is awesome. That's like really fantastic. But B, he's also the two-way player that like Nico Harrison has been talking about wanting for so long, is like the ideal archetype. Number 2, we've talked through this already. We're just going to take Dylan Harper here.
Yeah.
We have some concerns on the fit next to Fox and Stephon Castle. That's a real thing to me. Like that is absolutely a genuine concern in terms of how all three of those guys would be able to work together and how all three of those guys would actualize their best player in Victor Wembanyama.
I'm struggling not to just stay with Ace because I don't have a better answer for you, right? Like that's trade, obviously. But if it's not that, if Philly is making this pick for Philly, I was trying to look at their roster and like see how much playing time is available for a VJ or a Con or even a Trey, right? Because you have Maxey, Grimes, and McCain in the backcourt. So maybe there's a little bit more there, but I don't know. I don't know how much.
Number 4, we do feel great about. This is a fit that you and I have been talking about for months.
Yeah. VJ or Con.
VJ is the perfect player.
Yep.
For the Charlotte Hornets to me. He is a good defensive player who can take on tough assignments at the 1, 2, and 3, like without real issue. He is super, super athletic. He's a great running mate if they decide to continue down the LaMelo Ball road and play up-tempo basketball. He is a guy who knocks down catch and shoot threes. Like this is a win. I think that Trey Johnson makes a crazy amount of sense here personally. The way that they run guys off of screens, get them open. This is like a home run.
Yep. I'm with it. I like it a lot. I like him going to a place where he's going to be utilized off the ball, not having to be like even if he's like their primary option at times, which he wouldn't be with Lowry, it's not going to be on the ball isolation stuff, which is what my concerns with Trey was like, okay, if he's going to be that guy, I don't believe in the separation and creation and get away from defenders' ability. I do believe in, hey, let's utilize him in creative ways off the ball to knock down shots off movement. The way we went the top 5 is how I immediately played it out in my head. And then I got here and I'm like, okay, Con is interesting. Just get another good player. I think Derek Queen is interesting. I've come around on Derek Queen. And my thing there is like, how do him and Sar play out in regards to them together? In some ways it could be fun. In some ways, I think
can I spoil that for you?
Yeah.
I kind of love it.
Okay. So like Sar makes up for it defensively, and then like what ideally Sar is going to have to, if Sar is going to work, he's going to space the floor. And if he's spacing the floor, then you can play him with Queen. And then now Queen can be this Alperen Şengün, like decision maker, all of that stuff.
Still a lot of like 5-out concepts because Queen has the ball in his hands a lot. I mean, I think like Bub and Queen, like 2-man game could be really fun long-term. I like Queen here quite a bit. Number 7, the New Orleans Pelicans. This is just kind of an easy one to me to take on.
Yep, 100%. Yep.
Take the guy who spaces it. Your trio long-term, if you keep Zion, if you don't keep Zion, your wing trio long-term is Con, Herb, and Trey Murphy, of whom I think can play together. I'll tell you what I did in the mock. I put Jeremiah Fierce here.
Sure.
This is a real upside swing. Like this is one of the teams that I can actually understand doing this, even if I am personally lower on him as a player.
So I would take, like, if this was individual where like what we normally do, where we go back and forth, I would take Kasparis here just like I did in our most recent mock. I understand.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Yep. Honestly, I kind of want to do this because I also want to see where Fears lands not going here, which I think this is going to end up being fascinating.
So now we have this interesting Toronto situation here where they just have a lot of on-ball players already. Barnes, Ingram, Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, right? Let's just give them Malawach and take that off the board.
Okay.
Right. And look, we'll continue to figure out what this is going to be. Like, I'm going to absolutely have to ask people throughout the process about this and write about this at some point potentially on how plausible this is. But let's just go with this for now while we don't have the information on Malawach. So this to me is either a Colin Murray Boyles or Carter Bryant spot. And I don't think it's a point guard spot. I've seen people connect point guard here. I can just tell you, they are happy with Fred and they are really, really happy with Reed Shepherd still. They just took Reed at 3. I do not think they will take a point here. I'm going to go Murray Boyles here.
Okay.
Sure. I'm just calling it because I think it's easier to find the Bryant fit later, in all honesty.
Sure.
And that's not how the draft works, but whatever. I think that basically this is just best player available. They have all of their guards. They have all their wings. They have all their forwards. I think they're just taking whoever they like as the best, right? That's where you're at.
I have shooting. And then agree with everything you said. So I would take Carter Bryant here, but
I'm fine with Carter here. I think Carter makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I don't mind Sorber here. I'm honestly good with Sorber. Measured enormously we expected. 6'9", 7'6" wingspan. What was the standing reach here? It was comically massive. It was 9'1" standing reach. 260 pounds, but hasn't been able to work out because he's still rehabbing from the foot. He's just doing some basic on court stuff. I don't have a great answer for this, Bryce. I think we go.
My issue with Wolf is he's not the kind of front court guy. He's
works
not
with Trey.
Yeah. It's not he's a lob threat, even though I do like his versatility in general. I'm trying to envision what you could do with him and what that would look like, him, Jalen, Zach, all on the court together. It's kind of fun. When I think of Atlanta Hawks center with Trae Young on the roster, I think of Clint Capella, I think of what Jan Berenger is supposed to be, what Common. So, and this is early for me for Berenger. So
is it that early for Essengay if we think he's a play finisher, big kind of guy?
I'm the wrong guy to ask for Essengay here.
But so I do have Berenger slightly ahead of Essengay. But most people, it feels like Essengay a little bit more. I don't know.
I would take Nick Clifford and just move on.
Let's do it. That sounds easy to me. We have taken Dylan Harper. We have a lot of ball handling. We just need shooting in some respect to me. Let's just put Cedric Coward here, 14. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If we didn't take him at 14, there's a real good shot I was taking him at 15 for Oklahoma City. I think people will try to connect Fears here. Oklahoma connection, obviously a team that could use some ball handling. I just don't think he's an OKC kind of player.
I mean, this is Danny Wolf. This is one of the fun ones we like to do.
Yeah, let's go Danny Wolf here. Big, size, skill, hard to find bigs that are, able to dribble, pass, shoot potentially. Wolf makes sense. Number 16, Orlando Magic. This is where we can get to Fears. They need ball handling, playmaking, another guy who can actually dribble and create shots. I would prefer somebody that I really think could shoot.
Yeah.
But I think Fears' upside is probably great enough to where this is the reality. But this is kind of what I wanted to talk about with Fears. A lot of different potential outcomes here to me, Asa Newell, Noah Essengay, I think tracks here a lot. They could go with a center to try and have somebody long-term with Rudy. I honestly thought a lot about Berenger here is a potential answer.
Oh, okay.
Any thoughts?
Of the names you brought up, I would probably go Newell. I have him ranked just a touch higher than Essengay.
Let's go Asa Newell here at 17. This is kind of an Essengay spot to me, even though he can't shoot.
Yeah. So the other thing I put was high end talent, pace for them. where they get out and run, maybe Essengay can fit there.
Number 19, the Brooklyn Nets here. Nets have taken Yakashonis. I think he goes higher than this at the end of the day. I think somebody trades in to try and get him. But like, if you told me that the Nets came away from this draft with Traore and Yakashonis, like, I'm ecstatic. McNeely makes sense because he is like a Heat culture guy.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, like super hard worker, very diligent. It seems like Pat Riley would like really vibe with that in a serious way. I'm good with Liam here. Jazz have taken Trey Johnson. I think this is just Jaeger at this point, right?
Yeah, that was my initial thought too.
Go get a big guard who can create and ball screens. Yeah. I would be surprised if Jaeger got past this pick.
Interesting. Yeah.
I mean, look, like the connection here is like Ryan Smith is obviously a, owner of the Utah Jazz, is obviously like very involved with BYU basketball. Number 22, the Atlanta Hawks. Now we get to kind of do what we want here. We can go Berenger at 22.
Yep.
Yeah. So big lob catching big from France that would work really well with Trae Young. That's smart to me.
Yep. I like it.
If you think Will Riley can shoot here, Will Riley is a good pick for them.
Well, so that's what I was going to say is like, I have the guards, Saraf, Jace, Clayton Jr. here. And then I get into the Pinda, Will Riley, Fleming, Hugo Gonzalez, wing forwards.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, it's who do you think is the best out of those grouping of wing forwards, of the Flemings, the Pindas, the Rileys, the Gonzalez?
You want to go Will Riley?
Sure.
24th, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have taken Danny Wolf. Is there any chance they just take like a knockdown shooter in Clayton? Probably not. Like Noah Penda, I think, ticks their boxes in a big way.
That was the name that jumped out to me.
I think Penda is probably the name. I also think they move either 15 or 24.
Yeah.
Because I think that they just have so many bodies on this roster.
Yeah, I agree. They're not making both of these, in my opinion. Like they find somebody that they can, push this out into the future. But
that's my read. Okay. So Noah Penda here at 24. 25. We're back to the Magic. They have taken Fears. Do we just take Walter Clayton here? Because I think that's like another name I considered at 15.
Yeah, sure.
26. So we have taken multiple guards here with the Brooklyn Nets, and both of these picks are up. These 26 and 27 are Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Does this take Saraf and Richardson off the board? And then is it like
I would take
Fleming?
I would take Fleming with one of these for sure.
Okay, let's knock that out. Fleming at 26.
Then it comes down to do you go to the guard well again? I'm leaning towards no, which then it's like Hugo Gonzalez, Janai Broom, Yaxel Lindenborg, those type of guys.
Yeah, I think we go Hugo here because, like, honestly, like, I wonder if you could stash one of these guys because you probably don't want 4 rookies.
Yeah.
Maybe that gives them a little bit more flexibility. I don't know that it would necessarily. But Hugo's the wing, athletic in a way that, Yakashonis isn't. Traore is fairly athletic, but like more of a controlled pace, right? Let's go Hugo, I think. 28 is the Boston Celtics. So I think you could sell me on Jace.
So I was going to say Jace or Janai.
I think you could sell me on Jace here.
Okay.
Just the key is shooting. Like the scheme needs shooting.
Sure.
In theory, depending on what just happened here. Let's go Jace at 28. 29 is the Suns. I mean, it'd be amazing if we had Jace to the Suns, given the Michigan State connection. Like Jace will not get past 29. I feel good about that. Like Saraf makes sense here to me. I think Phylon makes sense here. Any thoughts on those two?
Yeah,
get a lead guard.
Saraf is the best player on my board. I'm just like trying to make sure like there's not an obvious guy below that makes more sense. Like, yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, so we'll go Saraf here and then go the Clippers here. Phylon just feels Clippers-y to me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Super tough, athletic guard. Just makes a lot of sense. So we're done here. Flag at 1, Harper 2, Bailey 3, Edgecombe 4, Johnson 5, Derek Queen 6, Con Knipple 7, Kasparis 8, Common Maluach 9, Murray Boyles 10, Carter Bryant, 11. Thomas Sorber, 12. Nick Clifford, 13. Cedric Coward gets the big bump up to 14. Danny Wolf, 15. Jeremiah Fears drops a bit to 16. We talked about why that was. Asa Newell, 17. Noah Essengay, 18. Nolan Traore, 19. I think that's a big drop. I think both Fears and Traore go higher than 16 and 19. I just think it involves trades. I think teams like moving up to do so. 21, Demon. I think he has a chance to go higher, but I'm not sure what that would look like yet. Baron J, 22. Riley, 23. Noah Penda, 24. Walter Clayton, 25. Rasheer Fleming, 26. Hugo Gonzalez, 27. Jace Richardson, 28. Ben Surhoff, 29. LeBaron Philon, 30.